Welcome back. Do you feel like you can do your job without your manager? Does your manager know how to motivate the team? And do you feel like your manager even cares about you? These are just a few of the questions that was asked as part of a survey by the Ultimate Software and the Center for Generational Kinetics. I recently learned more about the survey and how the offices can use this information. Check it out.
Yeah, the number one finding from the national study was the importance of the employee to their manager, that direct relationship. We found in the national study that that relationship determined whether or not employees could actually be satisfied at work, giving forth their best effort. And when we went deeper into the data, what we found is that 93% of employees, it's a huge number, said that they could not be satisfied at work if they did not trust their direct manager. So some really shocking findings that we just had to share.
And by the way, the most surprising thing to me, this was crazy. With 80% of employees today believe that they can do their job without their manager. And that was just the beginning. There are huge gaps between how employees think their managers are doing and how managers think they're actually doing.
Very interesting, very interesting. So for forever, it's been a disconnect between employees and their bosses, just somewhere down the line. Why do you guys think that is?
Yeah, well, what we found in the study is that managers are being asked to coach, to mentor, and to train, right? That's a new expectation of managers. Well, in the study, we found that almost half of all managers are not actually receiving any type of mentoring themselves. So we're literally asking managers today to do something that they're not trained for, that they don't have any experience doing, and that they're not receiving themselves. So we're putting managers in a very difficult situation, which we believe is only making this worse and creating really a crisis between this employee-manager relationship that we want to solve.
And the other thing that we found, by the way, when it comes to the disconnect, was really quite simply was the lack of using data to make critical decisions about your job and at work. We found that only 47% of managers today are using any kind of data at all to make decisions around employee salaries and employee promotions. So you can see where the disconnect comes from.
So now that the survey is done, it's no secret that employees and employers, they kind of feel differently about each other. Where do employers go from here?
Yeah, well, there's two things. One is, to definitely dig in deeper into the data and the findings from the study. So for example, we found that employees, I love this. Employees said they would turn down a 10% increase to go work somewhere else, right? So 10% more money to stay with a boss that they think is great. And that's a big deal because what employers need to do is say, okay, we need to actually mentor, coach, and train the managers, not just focus on the employees, but the managers in order to drive these workforce behaviors we need. This isn't just about benefits and culture. It's really developing managers in America today.
And just if I could say, from my vantage point, I think it starts with the data. Like, let's leverage the data that we have, but there are newer technologies today that we need to move on to and start leveraging, which allow you to do sentiment analysis, which will help you uncover the emotions that are running through your organization and between the relationships between all of your employees, but specifically that manager and employee. Because what we found was that it's that emotion within your organizations that truly drive the performance outcomes that we're all looking for.
Wow, nice. You guys are rock stars for doing this. So where can our viewers go to get more information about this, guys?
To get more information and full research, head on over to ultimatesoftware.com.
We'd like to thank Ultimate Software for sponsoring this segment.